Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Grow Wealthy Grooming. I really want to talk to pet groomers because I've been a pet groomer for over 10 years and I'm just so excited to begin. So, I didn't want to wait. If you don't know me, my name is River Lee. I am the founder of Savvy Groomer, which is a blog, and now I have an online course teaching pet groomers how to get their finances under control. Today, I had a really interesting thing I really wanted to explore. So, what does it mean to be wealthy? What I have learned to do in my personal life is to think of wealth in a relative term that makes sense to me. So, what does it mean to be wealthy in my life? For me, wealth means freedom. Wealth means being able to do what I want when I get up. Wealth to me means security and safety, and that my son is able to have the best life possible. Those are the things that wealth will give me. Now, does wealth have a dollar amount? For me, it does. I know exactly how much money I need to have in an investment in order to be able to just live off of that investment. Am I there? Of course not. That's okay though. Now, I want to talk about wealth and your mindset surrounding wealth. I love pet groomers so much, but a lot of times when I go to a trade show, the last, honestly, just to be perfectly frank, I went to Hershey and I was talking to a bunch of people. We were by the grooming vans. Now, the grooming vans, if you guys are not mobile and you own a salon, a Mercedes Sprinter with a grooming conversion will run you between on the low end 65, 75, and on the high end they can go over $100,000. And for those of you guys out of the country, that's USD. So with that, they were almost complaining like, "Ugh, it's so expensive. Ugh, how would I ever make that money back? Ugh, I can't believe that I could go buy a van and go do my own conversion." That said, you can't have a wealthy mindset if you are so worried about those things. And so we have to start thinking about wealth in terms of what we want. What is wealth to you? How much wealth do you want? Do you equate wealth with positive things like success, fun, being grateful and positive? Or do you associate wealth with negative things? Negative things like greedy people, people that take advantage of people. How do you view wealth? That's going to be incredibly important in how well you're going to do long term. If you honestly believe that the only people that make money are the bad guys, you're never going to make money. But that's the truth, guys. If you honestly believe that wealthy people are bad people, you will never make enough money. And if you do, you're going to do something with it. And it's not going to be saving for retirement. It's not going to be investing in yourself or potentially your business. I don't know how much you guys have saved for retirement yet, but the majority of groomers that I've met have nothing saved for retirement. In the roadmap to financial success, we talk about having a starter emergency fund, and we have a small one, and then we have a stockpile. And those are different steps. But in the beginning, if you're an employee, I'd like to see you with about $500 to $1,000. If you're a business owner, you really should have a couple of grand. Now, depending upon what your business looks like, your lifestyle, where you are in the country, and then you go to debt, personal debt. So again, this is a wealth mindset. And it's one thing for it to be a lifestyle choice where, let's say, you don't go out to eat ever, maybe once a year, but you want a nicer car. You really should start thinking about that. So, saving up to pay cash for a car. If that scares you a little bit, then realize that, okay, why does that scare me? Is that because it's something I can't do? Right now, you might not be able to, but when you are wealthy, you will be. And again, wealth is relative. What kind of lifestyle would you have? And think about all the positive things you could do with your wealth. One thing I really look forward to with my money is I love giving. There is nothing more fun than giving for those employers. How awesome would it be for Christmas to give all of your employees a trip to Hershey? Upgrading your salon, but upgrading it to help your employees. When I think about being wealthy, getting my dog groomed every 4 weeks, that's what I will do when I'm wealthy. When you're wealthy, where are you going to go? Next year, I want to do Australia. I want to go to Fiji. I want to go to Japan. I want to go to Italy. I want to go to France. I have all these places on my list. A lot of times we have these limiting beliefs on how much money we should have. When do I become a bad person for having money based on my dollar amounts? For those of you guys that kind of get that feeling in your gut, that gross feeling, your relationship with money is what's going to help you retire. And everyone always thinks that retirement means you don't groom. That's not what I'm saying. You can groom till you die if you really want to. But part of retirement is saving for the career ending bite. We all know someone who's been bit really, really bad. If it wasn't someone you know, it was you. Those are things we need to avoid. And how do we do that? Well, first, I want you to think about what wealth means to you because we need to have a target. I generally suggest the target be figure out how much money you need to retire. That's the first step. You need to get on a written budget. Is that sexy? No. Budgets are not as bad as people act like. And budgets are not about restricting how much money you spend. You can make your budget say whatever you want. You just have to start corralling your money. You have to know how much money you're spending. And with that budget, make sure you're keeping track. There's lots of apps out there that'll help you do that. Either write down or put it in the app. And that way, if you spend too much money, then you know. And you'll have to figure it out from there. Because if you just keep spending your money, it's not like you have an abundance of wealth. You have a lack thereof. But I believe in manifestation. I believe that you need to think about what it is to be wealthy and then figure out how to get there. I have a great student who wants to open up her own rescue. That's what she wants to do with the rest of her life. And I think that's fantastic. But you have to have money to do that. And so right now, she's not only working for herself, she's working for that dream, those future dogs that need her. Stu McLaren, who teaches, he tells us that the more money you make, the more you can give. And that's the truth. But a lot of it comes down to you actually have to make sure you're keeping track of your money. You don't have to sit there and penny pinch. It's not about that. The whole point of wealth is to be comfortable. And it's pretty easy to be comfortable when you're young. So I'm fairly young. And if I have to work 60 to 80 hours a week like I did when I owned my shop, I could do that. Do I want to? No. Could I? Yes. That's great. But that's not going to work when I'm 60. And realistically, if you're a small business owner, you really should have a personal stockpile of 6 months to a year's worth of personal expenses. On top of your business should have at least 6 months worth of business expenses, ideally a year. That's a lot of money just sitting in an account on top of paying off your debt. But the whole point is to become wealthy. That way you can protect yourself, protect the people you love. There's nothing sadder than someone getting injured at work and then losing their home. Moving forward, becoming wealthy is so important. So, in my mind, wealth is living near the beach. And so the house I owned was about 45 minutes from the beach, which for some of you guys is a big deal. And so when I got an offer for someone to buy my house, I had to sit there and think, okay, is this my plan for my life? And you know what? It wasn't. And now I rent about 5 minutes from the beach. And everyone's like, oh, you're wasting money on renting. Nope, I'm not. I'm going to rent here until I pay cash for my next place. I can save cash easily and then in 10 years buy a house cash. Or if in 2, 3 years I'm tired of this and I want my own place, I can put down a down payment. You have to know what that wealth is to you. And if my wealth is living near the beach, it's important for me to always be working towards that and not some random distant dream, right? So I'd love to hear more about you guys and what your vision of wealth is. Is it owning your own shop but not having to groom? Is it having your mobile van? I used to want a grooming daycare boarding facility, but then my other things that I wanted that in this wealthy future lifestyle, I wanted travel and being near the ocean. And the truth is that to be really close to the ocean and have a kennel property, that's multi-million dollars. The numbers are tough to work on that. And for travel, when you're boarding people's pets, it's incredibly hard to go away. If someone relies on you for daycare for their dogs, obviously going away for, I want to go away for a month to Australia. So when I have this vision in my mind and it's what I really want, and I honestly want in my heart, then I have to keep working towards it and I have to refine my dreams to make sure that they're coinciding. I hope this has been helpful. I want to thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to getting to know each and one of you. If you guys have anything you want to ask, feel free to go to the Savvy Groomer website, which is www.savvygroomer.com, or find me on Facebook. Just type in Facebook. And for this channel, it is going to be Grow Wealthy Grooming. If you just look up Savvy Groomer, you'll either find me, River Lee, or you'll find the Savvy Groomer page. Go ahead and message the Savvy Groomer page with your question. That way we can have them all in one place. I'm really looking forward to it. And I can't wait to hear what you guys want to do in the future. All right. Happy grooming, guys.